called Like Nobody Ever Told You. You wear your damage like a fresh haircut or a favorite dress on a Sunday afternoon as you drift about the city with other ghosts. You carry it like a bag of free samples, handing out to everyone you see, like it was the one thing in life they were missing. Like nobody ever told you your damage is yesterday's news that nobody read the first time around. Unless you know how to make it pretty, unless you know how to make it dance like the girls at the Condor Club, the ones you spend your rent money on for the chance to taste their sweat. You don't know how to work your damage like that. You don't know how to make it sing like a beast on fire. You may as well keep it to yourself, because nobody wants to know, even if they tell you otherwise and smile awkwardly when you offer it like a gift. They'll thank you softly, and when they turn the corner, they'll drop it in the outstretched hands of a dirty man on the sidewalk, like a half-eaten sandwich they didn't order anyway. Called The Song of Whatever's Left of Us. Baby, let's get up, get dressed, and sing the song of whatever's left of us. Everything's older and sadder than we could have ever dreamed, but a strange music still plays at the heart of the silence of things. Prayers rise up like the honking of horns above endless miles of traffic that will never move. As we make our way through Chinatown on a Sunday afternoon, the ducks and the chickens and the geese stuffed in the cages and the trucks outside the butcher shops, they try and tell us things. But we hurry past to our favorite table up above Broadway in Columbus, where we drink with the emptiness and the monsters we become until everything is laughter again. We bargain with the dark, we buy a map that leads us to an unmarked grave at the edge of town, where we dig up the abandoned beauty of forgotten things. We take it inside us and burn like we'd never forgotten how. The dark like a finely cut coat. I walk a city filled with the music, born of lonely ghosts, too much in love with the sorrow of the world to ever let it go. It leads me through silent alleys and unnamed streets, through graveyards of days abandoned before they were born. I follow it to the tops of hills that look out over the city and the yellow-lit windows of old apartment buildings, framing shadows of lonely women too beautiful to ever speak my name. I follow it to North Beach cafes, sprawled out beneath Van Gogh's stars. Let me have another drink, beautiful waitress. Let me be the sweat on the necks of the sad dancers in the nudie bars strung out along Broadway. Let me wear the dark like a finely cut coat and parade it through the streets among the saints and the drunks. Let the emptiness of it all transmogrify into this music that has found me. Let me take the great fear of the world inside me like a drug and free you of it for the rest of your days. Let the music take me to these ragged cliffs high above the ocean at the edge of the world. I'll throw myself into the terrible, beautiful gray blue sea, and you'll never see my face again. Maybe a bit. There we go. All right. All the dreams and the prayers of the world. The world is just another trap when there's nothing in particular you ever wanted to be. Your soul a mess of unfinished books, your face a map of lost things. And we wander the city and marvel how no one cares that all the cars and all the buildings are ugly. There's nothing we can do for the dead pigeons on the sidewalk or the ones in our hearts. And there's that woman who wanders Post Street cursing to herself in smeared lipstick. When you look in her eyes, you can see the place where all the dreams and prayers of the world are caught and torn on the barbed wire fence that keeps us from whatever heaven is or isn't there. Hard-eyed girls on skateboards fly past as a shirtless man with sad tattoos screams at a skinny girl from a third-story window, while we stand and smoke beneath the dying sun like banished gods waiting for our turn of burning. To hear the music. The poets are getting old. Time was never their friend, even in the best of days. The future a vague doom stalking their dreams. The world beats the magic out of most everyone eventually. And while the sane and the practical were doing what they could to make it through the days intact, the fool poets were listening to the music of the universe and trying to write it down for all of those who couldn't hear. But the world never much cared for such things, and now the poets are getting old, selling hot dogs on a market street to make rent, driving cabs, bussing tables at Specs in exchange for drinks, working at toy stores and sandwich shops, any place that'll have them. They're sitting in their little Tenderloin apartments right now, drinking their last beer, waiting to be evicted. They're crying in their sleep, having sloppy affairs, still listening to that funny music in their heads. They've never been good for much else. But they hardly even bother to write it down anymore. They'd rather spend their time sitting in plastic chairs outside North Beach cafes, nursing their wine, watching the girls, feeling the sun upon their face while they still can. And they start to disappear one by one. Maybe you'll see a little something in the paper about how one of them died in his little apartment, another on the BART train on the way back from Oakland, another jumped or maybe fell off a bridge, alone, always alone. You might think it's sad and you shake your head, maybe so, but you weren't there to hear the music. Same theme. How I spend all my time. I want to go wherever it is the real music is born, a place where the ancient sorrow of things is the air in which you live and breathe and drown, where joy is a kind of madness not reached by words. Oh, I lived there for years, but at some point was cast out with the rest of you. Now I spend all my time trying to get back there again. I feel it inside me like something asleep and half forgotten, a home even now, not completely lost to me. In dreams, it still knows my name. When I find it again, I'll let you know. You wake in darkness, your face wet with tears, and understand. Two more. The old lady on Post Street. She's either waiting for a bus or just simply standing there. I guess it doesn't matter much either way.
That was quick. Yeah.
All right, this is the last one. It's a new one. I don't think it has a name yet. Joy even now, despite the eventual doom of yourself and everything you've ever loved. Joy even now, even if it's frowned upon by old women in purple pantsuits and old men with eyes like stars that died. See, death is just a coward. Death is just as frightened as the rest of us. Otherwise, he wouldn't be so mean. Joy even now, because you've got nothing better to do. Because sorrow's not going anywhere. It's patient. It'll wait till you're done. Joy even now, despite the crumbling infrastructure of your city and the crumbling infrastructure of yourself. Even if the cool kids wear it on ironic t-shirts. Even if the cool kids tell you it was so 6 months ago. Even if there's no future in it. Joy even now. Even as they tell you your time is done. Even as they tell you it's not about you anymore. Even if they didn't mention you in the credits. All your best bits were edited out due to time constraints. Your name is spelled wrong in the book of life. Even if they're lining up to pull you off the stage, talk shit about the relevance of you and your scene. Joy even now. Because the unjoyful are never pretty. Never any fun to drink with. Joy even now, even if you have no permit, even if you have no rights, even if you can't save everyone, even if you can't save anyone. Because people are going to tell you that your life is wrong, your poems are wrong, no matter what you do. They're going to tell you that your sex and your race and your gender are obsolete. But don't worry about it. We can watch the dying lights like a favorite movie we already know the ending to. And the winners will win, but us losers, we know how to dance. I don't even care what time it is. The last bus home left hours ago.